Hey everybody, my name is Jameisha Trice and I am a singer, songwriter, performer, and producer. I want to say thank you first to Miss Yolanda and also to Walter Latham for having me. I am really honored to be doing this piece with you guys. I wanted to talk today about inner strength. Inner strength is something that I have struggled with pretty much since I was a kid, and it came and stemmed from not being able or being in situations that I felt like I could not control. And I grew up, I was always wanting to be a singer, always performing, always doing different things. I was being abused. It had gotten so bad to the point that when I was 13 years old, I actually had a nervous breakdown. And I didn't talk for months. And that situation actually led to me moving to Chicago. And I felt so weak. I felt just completely depleted. And I remember people that knew me, family that knew what went on, they would be like, Misha, you're so strong. You're so strong. And I'm like, I don't feel strong. I feel extremely just weak and shattered. And I remember people just telling me how they just applauded me on how I could just move on from the situation and get up and just keep going. And I guess I didn't really understand what that meant or what that was, because after that I just kept going. I continued to sing. God blessed me with the gift of songwriting, which was actually one of my outlets that I would take and I would use to express the things that I was feeling on the inside but couldn't really let out. And so I just took those experiences and just created something really, I guess people would say, positive from it. And I remember, regaining, I guess, my what they call swag back, and I, started feeling great about myself and feeling better. And I remember I got hit with another blow, and that blow was I had a seizure, and I went into the hospital. And when I woke up, I could not walk. I was paralyzed. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is something that I had never imagined. Like, after going through all of the abuse and all the things I had gone through and making it through that, I could not believe that I was paralyzed. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? How am I going to live? How am I going to do this? I'm a singer, and that was my life. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do what I love doing anymore. And so I remember just feeling helpless, feeling lost, feeling weak all over again. And it had gotten so bad to the point where I just went through a serious depression where I didn't even want to get up anymore. I just didn't have the will to even live, to do anything anymore. And I remember my mother coming and talking to me, and she told me, she said, Mish, you can do anything you put your mind to. And at the time, I did not understand what she was saying. I didn't believe her. All I knew that I was pretty much in the bed, and I couldn't do anything. And I remember I still wanted to be a singer, I say that. I remember coming up with these acts, and I was like, well, if I'm going to be a singer, then I'll just be singing in a wheelchair then. And I remember in my mind imagining these different acts and things that I would do in a wheelchair. And I remember one day, I never forget it, I heard this voice in my head, and the voice said, you're gonna walk again. And let me tell you, these doctors did not know what was wrong with me. I was suffering from a rare chemical and a rare chemical reaction to the medicine. and they had really never seen any case like it, and so they didn't know what was going on, and they didn't even know if I would be able to walk again. And so that was a scary feeling, hearing the doctors talk to my mother in front of me about the situation. And I'm like, no, like how? And I remember that voice in my head, and I don't know where the voice came. I believe it was God. I don't know if it was just a voice inside of me that told me, myself, you're gonna walk again. And I remember holding on to it, and I held so tight to it. And I remember one day I woke up, and when I got up, I said, I'm gonna walk. And I remember just getting up every day after that. And I remember my first steps, the first steps I took, they were actually on a walker. And I remember I felt like a baby. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was helpless, I was weak, but I was determined to walk. And every day after that, I just took another step, maybe even a half a step. And there was times where I got tired, where I got weak, but I wanted to walk, and I wanted to be a singer. Really, honestly, that was the driving force and the thing that made me just do it, get up, because I'm like, I'm gonna be a singer. And I couldn't imagine like record labels after, my funny wheelchair act. I'm like, no label's gonna want to sign you, so you gotta walk again. It was funny, but I remember getting up, and I remember times when it took me an hour just to walk from one end of the block to the other end. And it was just a gradual process, but over time I regained all of the strength in my legs, and I was able to actually do everything normally again. And now I'm gracing stages. I just opened up for Melanie Fiona and Robin Thicke. I have been performing any and everywhere that I can. I just did the Bud Billiken Parade, which is the largest African American parade in the world, and I gave away book bags and school supplies and things with the help of my sponsors to kids in need. And that was just something that was so important and special to me, is to be able to give back and do things for kids, because I had people that helped me in my situation when I was weak, when I didn't have, and when I didn't know what was going to happen with me. And I'm just thankful that I was able to find that inner strength, find that place. I don't know what that thing is for you that you want to do so bad that you won't let anything stop you or get in the way, but find it and use it, take it and turn it into something positive. And I just want to thank you guys for blessing me with this opportunity and for listening. I love you, and you be blessed. And also, I guess I should plug myself. You can follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, Jameisha, not Trice on Facebook, at Jameisha Trice on Twitter. Go to my website, Jameisha Trice.